Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be making some really delicious, old-fashioned, soft pumpkin cookies. Alright, if you're new here, my name is Claire. My channel is all about mom stuff, lady stuff, and life stuff. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're not new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video and always being so supportive and lovely. You guys are seriously the best. So today we are in the mid of September. I've gotten all of my fall decor out. Today we woke up and it is raining. It is a blustery, chilly day, and what a better way to sort of make that feel better than to snuggle up with some delicious pumpkin cookies. So I scoured the internet for the best looking recipe. Today we're gonna do it, and I will leave the whole thing, a link to it in the description down below, so that you can take a look at that too. So yeah, let's get started. For this recipe, you're going to be needing some really basic ingredients that you probably would have around if you are a baker. I've got some baking powder, baking soda, sugar, flour, pumpkin, which is our fun ingredient, some vanilla, 1 stick of butter. We also have an egg, and as far as spicing goes, we have some ground nutmeg, and we also have some cinnamon. This is for the cookie. There is another recipe for the glaze that goes on top, and we'll be going over that when we're ready for it. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do in my smaller bowl here is mix all my dry ingredients together first. All of the dry ingredients today that I'm using I got at Aldi, which of course is my favorite store. It is much cheaper than all the other stores, so that's where I normally go. I didn't get everything at Aldi today like I normally do because Aldi did not have their pumpkin, their canned pumpkin yet. They had pumpkin pie filling, but it's very important to make the distinction between those two things. So we are going to need 2½ cups of all-purpose flour. Next, I'm gonna add a teaspoon of baking powder. Oops, mine is almost gone. I need to put that on the list. And also a teaspoon of baking soda. Also a teaspoon each of ground nutmeg and ground cinnamon. Actually, this recipe would be pretty easy, I think, to remember because it's just like 1 teaspoon of all the things. I forgot to mention in my opening that there's also salt. You need ½ teaspoon. I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, but I don't use a ½ teaspoon like measurer. I use a teaspoon and I fill it halfway. So tell me, leave me a comment down below if you do things like that. All right, now I'm just combining all of these things. All right, now I'm gonna do my wet ingredients. Now this butter is supposed to be softened, but it's not. So I am going to start by just putting it in this bowl, break it up a little bit, and I'm gonna pop it in my microwave for 30 seconds. All right, now I'm going to add my sugar to this butter. We need 1½ cups of sugar. So this recipe, whilst delicious, is probably not going to be low in calories or in fat. So if you're looking for a more rustic pumpkin recipe that might not include all of this sugar, I don't know, Google it, because I would rather my cookies taste delicious. So we got that, and we are going to beat it till it's nice and creamy. All right, now we are going to add the 1 egg. Also, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And also our pumpkin. You're going to need 1 cup of pumpkin, which a normal standard can is 15 ounces. So I think it's gonna be about like half of this, but we'll measure it out just in case. I hope my father is watching right now. He probably is because my parents are my biggest fans. He came over to my house the other day and he had to open a can, and he was just absolutely appalled at the state of my can opener. And that's why I normally don't open cans on camera, because I'm a little embarrassed that it's so crappy. So this one's for you, Dad. I'm not getting rid of it yet. It still works, just takes a little muscle. All right, so we need a cup of this. It smells so good. Yeah, I was right. It was like a little more than half this can. Yeah. All right, and now we're going to beat this as well. All right, now we are going to take all of our dry ingredients and we are going to slowly mix them into this bright orange, lovely, wet mixture. You can see this dough is extremely sticky. But that's what the internet says it's supposed to be like, so I think it is looking good. The next thing you want to do is grease your cookie sheet. Almost every time I use like these pans, somebody in the comments asks me what they are. I don't use regular cookie sheets, hardly at all. I go for a stone instead. This is actually from Pampered Chef. My mom sold Pampered Chef when I was a kid, and this stone, I've had this stone for probably a decade, and that's why it's so dark and what they call seasoned. And I find that it cooks food really like evenly and stuff, so you don't have to go with the Pampered Chef one, but a stone in general is my favorite sort of method for cooking things in the oven. I'm just gonna coat it in a light layer of spray, but you could use butter if you wanted to. And the recipe calls for using rounded tablespoons. Now, you could use like one of those scoops, which I could probably buy. That is a thing normal people have in their kitchen, but I do it the old-fashioned way using 2 spoons. So basically how this works, you take 1 spoon and you get a nice heap going, and then you just transfer it from spoon to spoon until you get a ball. I mean, that is a pretty perfect ball, am I right? All right, now I'm going to put these into the oven. It's set to 350 degrees, and they take about 15 to 18 minutes. So we'll start them at 15, and then we'll check on them and see how they are. All right, so my timer just went off. They are so cute. They look like little kind of like cake balls, I guess. But they do seem a little bit soft, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them in for 3 more minutes. I think we're gonna need the maximum 18 recommended minutes for these. There they are.
They look like cookies.
They are cookies. These boys have been hovering around the cookies in the oven the whole 18 minutes they've been in there. You gotta let them cool, guys, for a couple minutes. And then I gotta put the glaze on them.
What is glaze?
It's like frosting. We need that part, right? For the glaze, it's really simple. We've got some vanilla, some confectioners or powdered sugar. We also have 1 tablespoon of butter and some milk. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do is melt this butter in the microwave really quickly. All right, now I'm going to add a teaspoon of this vanilla, and also 3 tablespoons of milk. All right, now I'm gonna throw my powdered sugar in there, but I am going to sift it first because we definitely don't want our glaze getting lumpy. And I'm gonna use 2 cups. This is a pretty standard glaze that you could use on like pretty much any type of cookie or even a cake or anything like that. I'm just gonna drizzle it over my cookies. I put this old cookie sheet underneath for any like extra drippage so that it would stay a little bit cleaner. I think we've contained the mess pretty well here. Alright, my first round of cookies with the drizzle looks super cute, but I thought I would try something different with the sort of second batch that were in the oven. So this round I'm actually gonna dunk in the glaze, and then I've whipped up just a little bit of cinnamon sugar, which is literally just sugar and cinnamon, and then I'm gonna put that on the top. So yeah, I thought we could just get a little bit creative with these. Why not? This recipe makes like 1,000 of them, so yeah, that's where we're at. gosh, they're so good, you guys. They're an interesting texture because they're soft and fluffy, almost like a pumpkin muffin, but a little bit denser and a little bit crispier around the edges, like a cookie, almost like a scone, like a pumpkin scone. Oh, you can't have a cookie. I'm sorry. I think that these cookies would make the perfect addition to any of the holiday activities that you've got going in the next few months. They would be just gorgeous on a table of desserts at your Thanksgiving, or even on a rainy day like today when you have nothing better to do than to just cuddle up and eat some cookies. Of course, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of these. Do you guys cook with pumpkin? What are your favorite things that you make with canned pumpkin? Because I think I'm gonna keep going on this pumpkin kick. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye! All right, boys, come get your cookies.
I was just about to eat a cookie.